And do regulations work like this? There's just a big pile of them, and if you put one in the jar, you can take two out?
No, and in fact, I think that there have been several efforts in previous administrations to work on something like this, but all in all, this is essentially a repackaging of campaign rhetoric, and President Trump clearly trying to show that he is going to do what he said he would do on the campaign trail. Now, that being said, the big executive order that is still making headlines here in Washington and on the Capitol, of course, deals with the temporary travel ban for majority Muslim countries. And so, a lot unwinding here on Capitol Hill. The Republicans that I'm speaking with and their top aides tell me that there is not behind the scenes much support for this effort. Some Republicans increasingly somewhat speaking out against this, but still not the type of Republican opposition that would be needed, I think, to aid Democrats in their efforts to block this.
And of course, the president also said that he's going to go after the 2010 Dodd-Frank law as well, the overhaul of the banking industry. Do we have any details on this? I mean, beyond him saying that he's really going to go after it big time, how are people preparing for this? How are the various committees looking at this? How are individual senators and congressmen approaching it?
I put this to a senior staffer on a Republican member of the Senate Banking Committee. I said, what do you make of President Trump's comments earlier today? And what this staffer told me was that there was no communication between the White House and the Senate Banking Committee ahead of that comment. And so it appears that that was an off-the-cuff remark. But that illustration speaks to a larger dynamic that has developed here in Washington. And that is that there is no messaging strategy coming from this White House through Republicans in the Senate and in the House. That, of course, poses significant challenges for Republican lawmakers as they look to work in tangent with this White House on a host of issues, whether it's repealing parts of Dodd-Frank or tax reform, or, of course, what is just around the corner next week, that is addressing Obamacare.